if you guys like the Dominate format and you've loved to watch these tournaments, keep in mind they are going to expand to the Twisted Tree line. They're going to have Dominate TT. It is DominateTT.com. The first tournament is on March the 16th, so go ahead and grab more information there. We are into the Champ Select. I got my Summoner blockers back on there. I like to do it right away. Gander, he's like, oh, wait, as long as I don't have the first pick locked in, it's fine. I'd like to be way ahead of it. So we'll see what the bans come out here. The sixth ban is the hard one that I'll have to kind of search for. But the first ban coming out is Teemo, and some pretty standard chat bans coming out as we have the more experienced teams kind of moving through this tournament here.
It's not usual for the first ban to ban Kassadin or Jayce. Normally it's up to the second ban to ban those.
Yeah, that's true. You're a little close to the mic again. Probably should read
okay, I'm sorry. I'll correct that.
But some very strong bans coming out in the second round. What do you think of the bans right there?
Zyra is probably targeted. Amumu is in general very strong. I'm surprised they banned Darius, actually. He's generally very kiteable, and Purple Team generally do like to kite. Teemo is an immense nuisance and provides plenty of jungle control. Vi is very strong right now, just on a numerical basis. And I imagine the Nunu ban is because he is an utter pain at bot lane. And New V3... I think New V3 can play champions that can go against Nunu, such as Morgana, but probably doesn't want to.
Yeah, the Morgana was a fairly... It wasn't very effective last game. It seemed like right at the beginning when they were posturing in that top lane that the binds and the spears were doing great work. But as soon as Annie went around behind and could close the gap, because her abilities don't have a very long range, but they all have a chance except for her shield to stun you. And when she came behind, she stunned that back line there, and they just closed the gap and dominated that first fight. So it was pretty interesting to see the Lulu unbanned, and I expected that to be picked up. Lulu, such a strong champion. Her wild growth and shields make her so difficult to kill. Her synergy with Wukong is unbelievable. A Cyclone, they're knocked up in the air, you drop the wild growth, you get another knock up for free. You don't even have to have a good timing, and then he's also going to slow everybody that he's within melee range of from that wild growth. Boosting his HP, even if they try to focus him when he jumps in there. And her Glitter Lance, the most frustrating slow, I feel, in the game. Because not only can it slow you with a decent range on it, but she can put help picks on a friendly target or enemy target. And on a friendly target, even if they're trying to disengage, she can put it on somebody far behind and Glitter Lance them at almost double distance, adding a slow to anybody trying to run away there.
Lulu is going to be fairly brutal against Rammus, I feel, for the reasons you've described.
Yes, exactly.
She's also quite good against Vayne, because she can shut down her stealth and ability to kite.
Yeah, Rammus is one of those champions that needs to be able to get into the fight. He needs to make sure that his Powerball doesn't get inhibited on the way in. He needs to land that taunt on some of the squishies. Really interesting APs coming out here, though. We have a Haimerdinger coming out on Black Paladin, and Boss Boy is going to be running a Gragas. What do you think about the Haimerdinger pick? I mean, Gragas has a lot of utility. His barrels do also slow attack speed. He's got good poke, good mobility, and his ultimate is great for defending turrets or creating fights.
I'm going to start off by saying that I expect a Gragas versus Riven bot lane. Gragas is able to kite Riven and significantly reduce the punishment on her hard engage with his attack speed slow and his own disengages. Heimerdinger is Heimerdinger has decent kite, decent peel, although he doesn't really have a carry to peel for. He'll have to carry himself. His turrets are quite useful for placing in the jungle to grant vision, and they will block Rammus. Although I am worried because blue team's main range, it comes from Lulu and Heimerdinger, and I feel that they may lack damage late game when Jarvan and Wukong might not scale so well.
Yeah, the late game is where Vayne shines. Not only shines, but carries. I mean, a late game Vayne is devastating. It doesn't matter how much HP you build because the true damage out of Silver Bolts. Her cooldowns become very low on her Condemn and Tumble. If she has Final Hour up, she's disappearing and reappearing into the fight. They don't really have very many... They can reveal with Lulu, but if they don't build something else like a sweeper or the lantern, it's going to be difficult to try to lock onto her, CC her, and kill her in that fight. Not only that, but they have a good amount of CC coming out of the Jarvan and Wukong, but I don't think it's going to be enough to lock down a Riven with that team. A Vayne with that team comp. I think she's going to be very, very strong against this team. I'll chop off the summoners now. You can see that she's actually running Flash and Revive. Like I said before, you don't see a lot of flashes. You don't see a lot of ignites, but we do see a few this game trying to capitalize on those kills. With a Swain pick, you'll definitely see the ignites. I mean, without an ignite on Swain, you hit mid-game. Once he has a Rod of Ages and a Rylaze or something else to boost his damage, he is just so durable in the middle of your team.
Yes, purple team scales very well into late game. Annie does a lot of damage, and a lot of that is burst, so she'll get it off whether you kill her or not. Swain and Vayne both need to be taken out in a hurry, and Swain is hard to take out, but he can pretty much clean up a team, and Vayne is going to be too slippery, I feel, without some very good glitter lancers.
Yeah, like I was saying, that the hard CC is really lacking on the blue team. They pretty much have a Jarvan knockup. They have Cataclysm, which isn't a hard CC, but can lock her in place. She has the flash to get out of that. They have the Wukong Cyclone, which is a good knockup and a good initiate, but even if they initiate onto her, if they don't wait for the flash and get that Cataclysm onto her unflashed, I think she's going to be able to just walk around these fights and put out as much damage as she'd like. They have a great job on that frontline CC with Swain, Riven, Rammus, and even if they get to the backline with Annie, Annie has her own CC. She has her Tibbers, she has a stun every few spells. They actually buffed her Molten Shield, where it actually gives a little bit more armor and MR now, and also has a shorter cooldown. A little bit shorter duration, but the cooldown reduction was so much bigger that it actually gives you more uptime. So you might not have it up for as long for that one time you pop it, but it's going to be back up. I think the base cooldown on the first rank is like 12 seconds now instead of 18 seconds. So it's a really big difference in getting those multiple stuns up.
The base cooldown on Annie's shield is 10 seconds. I expect the team fights to go with purple team to trying to zone out with Rammus and Annie. Annie is very tanky with her defensive steroid up, and she can afford to die because she has so much burst. And Jarvan and Wukong have the choice of going in. If they can survive the AoE CC, then their own initiate is very strong. If they can't, then they may get locked down and their backline chased out.
Yeah, we'll see how skill plays a strong factor in all games, but we'll see if they're able to get to that back line, get the initiates they want, and really jump in to this team and take out their squishy carries before Rammus taunts them, power balls them, drops the ground tremor for all that extra damage. On our blue team is going to be Teemo Floor is Lava, correct? And they are led by Kablamo here, who's going to be playing on that Jarvan. Jack Fremont is going to be on Lulu. Boss Boy is going to be on Gragas. Black Paladin on Haimerdinger. Noobzilla on Wukong. And what do we have for the purple team here?
I'm Goddess on Annie again. Black Dalio is playing Rammus. Earthdead playing Vayne. Ionico on Swain. And Noob V3 playing Riven.
And once again, guys, this is Dominate Dominion number 44. We are into the final 8 teams now. These guys are playing for the semifinals right now. If you love Dominate Dominion, then you'll love Dominate TT. Check out Dominate TT at dominatettt.com. And it's going to be a Twisted Treeline tournament in the very same format that you've already come to know and love here on Dominion. First tournament is starting on March 16th. And we're going to jump right into this game as I'm speaking. It looks like we are going to see that Gragas bot. You are right, versus the Riven. Pretty good call there. It looks like Earthdead's sitting around bottom, but I think you're right. It's going to be the Riven versus the Gragas. And I think Riven's going to have the trouble here versus the Gragas. You know, she can't close the gap unless Gragas is silly enough to waste his belly bump there and go into the fight, which I don't think we'll see.
Yes, I think it will be a neutral lane with Riven shielding and sustaining off Gragas' harass, although she might have trouble with that early, and Gragas just kiting and wave clearing.
Yeah, Gragas' early game is very strong. The main strength hits at about level 4. Once he gets his Drunken Rage, as you can see up on stream here, reduces damage by 10% for 20 seconds. That is a crazy amount of damage reduction, and it reduces all damage. So it makes him fairly durable. He went with the Prospector's Ring, so he has that extra HP, the mana regen. He's got 1 health pot instead of 2, which is interesting. I think you can afford 2 with the Prospector's Ring, but actually they're going to switch it up. It's going to be Black Paladin going down bottom on Heimerdinger instead of the Gragas. Maybe they wanted a little bit additional ranged poke up top with those champagne bottles.
I feel that Heimerdinger would provide more range poke, but Gragas' attack speed slow will help against Vayne.
Oh, Jack Fremont getting condemned right in the wall here. Lulu being the first target, but Earthdead running back through the barrel there, taking a lot of damage. The Ignite's going down, nobody dying yet, and Aniko is in a lot of trouble. Ignite coming down on him as well. Jarvan picking up that kill. Annie jumping on Boss Boy, but unable to get the kill. I Am God now trying to retreat, and Rammus unable to do much right now. Wukong getting that kill. Earthdead getting taken very low, but another Dragon Strike. Decided to turn around for a second. A good condemn into the wall, but here comes the revives coming out. A taunt onto Kablamo. They did grab the tower while all this was happening, though. Kablamo's going to get out alive. Wukong is going to deceive and try to kill Earthdead. Does he have one more auto attack? No, he does not. The stuns from Annie coming out. Vayne actually walking back saying, I want this kill. I've been kiting this guy forever. More revives coming out from the blue team here just to ensure the fact that they're going to keep this turret right here. Glitter Lances slowing them down, kiting them around. They do have Gragas there, waiting for someone to channel. Dropping in the barrels. Good damage coming up from those barrels, but Jack Fremont taking a lot of CC. But here comes Gragas with the belly first. Going to get taunted there, but I Am God in a lot of trouble as Kablamo comes in to take him out. And now the Rammus, once again, not able to help his team capitalize on kills. The taunt is just not there when the damage is there.
I think Rammus is rushing a sweeper now, which will help shut down Wukong.
Yeah,
Lulu is building remarkably offensive right now. I wonder how that will go.
Yeah, she didn't go with any more durability items. I expect to see like the cooldown reduction onto a Lulu to have more Glitter Lances, not stronger Glitter Lances. Their base damage is really strong already. Down bottom, the ult coming up from New V3, but Boss Boy coming down, trying to get a gank. A great explosive cast there. Should be an easy kill on Noob V3. The slow is down. The tower hit. Going to help out with that grenade. Black Dahlia way too late. Powerballing in. Now just trying to get away as the chase is on. Boss Boy lands the belly bump slow. A Powerball getting stopped mid-Powerball, but I don't know if they can capitalize on this kill. He's going to be able to get the HP relic, and he's going to have help from the revive Riven coming down here. Meanwhile, up top, just a poke fest. They're really not, they're just going to push the wave here. They're not actually committing onto a fight, even though they know Rammus isn't there. And there it is, the Cataclysm, the Wild Growth, the Cyclone coming out, and the red team coming out very strong there because Vayne was untouched. They focused on the Annie, who has even more armor and MR than the Vayne does, and very easy kills for them as their CC lined up much better. The ultimate's not working very well on the blue team there. The Jarvan Cataclysm and the Wukong knockup, they really didn't lock down the Vayne. And then Black Dahlia, look at his Rammus. All he's doing is running around in circles, keeping two members there. They grabbed the relic, they grabbed the point up top of the windmill, and now he's going to just be able to powerball right into Gragas, dropping a taunt, and that is going to be the end of Gragas. See if he can grab the kill on Black Dahlia. Yes, he does. A great barrel there. He's going to be able to get out, and now they're just caught in their jungle. This is very bad for the red team.
Riven has come up now, but unfortunately Haimerdinger is recalling. Gragas noticed this and decided to backcap.
Yeah, a smart move there. Really good map awareness, knowing that if Riven comes up, he's going to be able to have a chance to backcap. He's got a little bit more minions right now to work with than the Riven, and he's probably going to try to just push this lane a little bit and then back in the bush. Meanwhile, Lulu taking the point uncontested up top. I think that's a little fluke, all of red going back after they capped that and not leaving at least one person to try to defend with that tower up.
She's not going to be able to stop them recapping it, though.
That's true.
And she's going to die trying.
Yeah, Lulu caught out once again, being an early focus for them, and she does have a health crystal now. She might go right for that Leandre's Torment. The ultimate coming out from Gragas there, jumping in on the Vayne, not able to get the damage to kill her though. The Ignite coming down on her. Lulu going to chase with a Glitter Lance. As Gragas dies, they did get the Vayne down. Now their damage is reduced quite a bit. They kind of doubled up the ultimates there. Black Dahlia, the next target there. Noobzilla going to go down to the Swain AoE. Kablamo trying to get the kill here, but a double kill coming out for Swain. And Jack Fremont, he has neutralized the tower, and they are going to push them away here. Gragas a little bit too strong right now. I'm God trying to delay a little bit longer as Vayne's come up with her revive. A great condemn into the wall. That is the end of Gragas, trading for the Annie, and now Jack Fremont is the next target. You can't run away from the Vayne. Land that Glitter Lance. No, the slow coming down, and a double kill coming out for Vayne. And like we said earlier, she's been very slippery. Even when she died right there, she had the revive up because that was the first time that she has died this game, and she's 4-1-5. Very interesting to see the Haimerdinger now actually doing a good job pushing down bottom. Do you think Riven can stop that push if he jumps in on here?
I think so, yes. She's about to clear it now, and she might kill Haimerdinger if she does it right. Oh no, the three-man kind of put an end to that.
Down there, put a stop to that. Defensive garrison from Black Dahlia there. Noobzilla is not able to get away with the decoy. Gonna try to jump in and do some damage. Not able to juke. Thought about it for half a second and realized that Annie's just gonna be killing me whether I juke or not. And now the red team...
She's picked up a sweeper, in fact.
Yes, that's true. Annie has picked up the sweeper, dropped it onto the Haimerdinger before Heimer got into the bush. They're going to get onto this turret. A defensive garrison coming out from Haimerdinger. Vayne chasing down as I'm God caps this even with the garrison up. Vayne unable to get that last auto attack. Dies to the fountain for the kill. Not worth it right there. I'm God barely living versus the minions there.
It was actually worth it because blue team had more points at the time, so would have had longer respawn. Vayne manages to pick up Rammus's respawn wave.
I feel like if she had gone back with how much HP she had, they could have capped that bottom point though and defended it. Like with an extra person capping there, yes. I think they would have been able to cap it and defend it. It was the quest objective too, so they would have gotten that at the same time. But she really wanted that kill onto Haimerdinger.
Yes. Rammus has decided to rush a Thornmail, which is fair enough. he'll be practically unkillable for this team now.
There's the double ult coming in on Godzilla again, but they're not focusing on Vayne. She popped one tumble into the bush. She has Condemn back up. She's going to take out Boss Boy right here. No! She changed targets before she killed Boss Boy. Now Boss Boy stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Will get shut down there. Vayne doing really good work. She tumbled into the bush after they used double knockups on her. The Wild Growth and a Cyclone. They didn't even try to kill her after she tumbled in the bush. They thought she was already dead when they didn't actually lay damage onto her. Riven now jumping right onto Black Paladin. A great grenade there, stunning Noob V3, and Black Paladin coming out in that trade very far ahead.
Riven's wave clear is amazing right now, and she's sufficiently threatening to Haimerdinger that she was allowed to leave that lane and then cleared the wave without issue.
Here comes the gank up behind. Black Dahlia dropping the taunt on there, grabbing the health relic so that Haimerdinger doesn't have a chance. The assist will go out, and there it is, a tumble through the Cataclysm wall. I don't know if you saw that, but I saw that, and I didn't even know that was possible. So Vayne living long enough to do some damage there. A great AoE stun coming from Annie here. The double kill coming out. Swain being so durable. Wukong unable to do anything against that. And I did not think you could tumble through a Cataclysm wall.
You can't condemn against it though.
Yes, that's true. You can't condemn against it. It will actually just knock people... It knocks him up to it, but does not stun them, correct? It doesn't actually knock them through it, I don't believe. And now Red Team really showing...
That turret placement was very nice. It kept Rammus away.
Yes. The turret, dropping a turret to stop the Powerball. I remember when Wards used to be able to do that. But the fight ensuing here, Wild Growth saving Black Paladin's life. He's actually going to stay around. Wukong dropping the Cyclone. A triple kill coming out for Wukong. And finally a really solid ult, as I think they kind of overextended there. I don't feel like they needed the fourth point. They had already neutralized it, and they should have just kind of backed off and disengaged against that. Now they're actually worried their top point here taking a good amount of damage. Wukong trying to decoy out of there, and Annie, the damage over the wall, just bursting down that Wukong as Lulu goes into full retreat mode as fast as she can. Meanwhile, it's a 2v1 down bottom. Oh, exhaust coming down. Heimer in a lot of trouble here. The Wooglets coming out. They're just kind of standing around. The point's been neutralized. Here comes J4 though, dropping her down very quickly, and going to chase Riven away. Riven might just disengage this one, go back, and make sure that she's not going to die and lose the Boneyard in exchange to slow that turret. No, she did not go back. She keeps playing around. Noob V3, trolling a little bit there. Rammus is coming down to help out. Boss Boy trying with a 1v1 against the Swain, but Annie and Rammus are there to help out. Rammus not even needed because Tibbers came down, and the fireworks on that Tibbers is just a little too strong. J4 jumping onto Annie, not doing much damage. A taunt going down. The Wild Growth coming out onto J4. Kind of a waste because I don't think he's going to be able to make it out anyways, unless the Wukong has something to say about it. And it was actually enough to just make them disengage there. The Storm Shield on Annie makes her look like a beast right now.
Purple's jungle control is extremely problematic right now. They're bushwhacking blue as they head out of spawn.
Yeah, they're locking them down to the 2 points, which is I think what they needed to do earlier. Not go for the fourth cap. Just lock them down with the 2 points and wait for them to overcommit like right here. Here comes the fight. The Cyclone is down. The Cataclysm finally good on Vayne, but he's all alone, focusing on Annie there. Vayne almost untouched with a double kill. Lulu picking up the Annie in the middle there, but Vayne once again just decimating their team, getting a triple kill. It was a 4 for 2 right there. That they don't have revives up. They're going to grab this neutral here. They might, even with the minions' help, grab the full cap, making it 4-1 as Heimerdinger and Riven go at it one more time down bottom.
Riven's AoE is devastating. It's just clearing Heimer's turrets as they come down.
Yeah, the Riven definitely outscales Heimer. If Heimer's not using just like the rocket kiting techniques, once Heimer's grenade's down, Riven has easy prey onto that little throw-bound Yordle.
That's Swain caught.
And Swain getting caught out there.
And then
here comes the
and
help.
then they're probably
The Wild Growth dropping down. Vayne dropping Condemn in there. 3 attacks. Half of that J4's health. Jack Frost being caught. Gragas trying to disengage and hopefully be able to defend here. But they're not going to go for the refinery. They're going to go and bushwhack one more time. Noobzilla walking straight into it. Drops a Cyclone. Too little too late. Almost a waste of an ult there. Barely slowing them down. And Heimer's left 1v2 with barely any turret to work with here. He's going to drop out the ultimate. I'm God and him trading stuns. Wooglit's going out. He does have backup though. A good barrel going down. Didn't pop the barrel. Still got the kill. The shutdown actually. Black Paladin catching the Vayne there as she took a few turret hits, got a little too low, and now Red needs to be on the retreat a little bit as the blue is pushing really hard on the Boneyard. I think it's going to be an easy cap for blue. I would have liked to see Riven jump in there. She has revive up. There it is, to jump on a Black Paladin. They didn't get the cap yet. Vayne staying alive long enough. And, the vision coming out from Noob V3. He should be able to close the gap here. Jarvan has another 4 seconds on standard. There's the stun. There's the auto attack. And another kill coming out from Noob V3 as they push their lead ahead at about 240 points right now. 280 points. My at a glance.
180 points.
180 points. It is absolutely terrible right now.
Yes. I feel that the Lulu is being very squishy at the moment, and this is meaning that she can't position as she would need to support without dying.
Yeah, that's true. The 1v1 coming out from Annie and Gragas, not enough coming out of Gragas as Tibbers was up. She had Storm Shield, and it was a really easy 1v1 kill. They came in to help out there, but meanwhile down bottom, Black Paladin in a little bit of trouble. Jack Frost being focused. The Polymorph coming down, but an easy kill here. See if Vayne can get this last auto attack. There it is. Now they're going to get on to Black Paladin. See if they can get the kill here. The ultimate coming out, but not going to be enough. Only stunning one there. A couple more auto attacks. Vayne should be able to take this kill, and Wooglit's coming out, delaying the inevitable, and allowing Riven to pick up the kill instead of Vayne.
They're not going to be able to contest that bottom point, and Swain is delaying any attempts at reinforcement.
Yeah, Swain, look at that tanky build, actually going Chalice, Spirit Visage there. 4 people down bottom for Red. Lulu, once again, in between a Powerball, a Heartseeker who is just devastating their team, a Battle Bunny, and then Swain, just to add insult to injury. They have another quest objective. Yes. I don't think they're going to be able to come back. They're going to be able to take a 5 cap, folks, that we're going to see as soon as this refinery caps. There it is, and that'll be the quick end of the game here as it Team Solobot really showed some dominance here.
Yes, I feel that after about 15 minutes on the clock, there was really very little blue team could do. Purple's team's scaling was simply ridiculous, and Vayne had way too much stuff.
Yeah, Vayne was able to pick up a lot of early kills, and that just made her a force to be reckoned with later on. She had a Frozen Mallet, the Ionic Spark, and a Sanguine Blade, and that's all she needed. I don't even think at endgame builds she'd need any more, but she'd get even stronger if the game lasted a little bit longer. Best score in the game going to Vayne right there, 14, 7, and 18, and I think it's just a hard CC. They didn't have the hard CC to lock down that AD carry and stomp her out to make it a 4v5 or even trade a 1-for-1 trade for that ADC. So she was able to just continually lay down damage as the CC of Red Team kind of took them out there.
Blue team lacked any sort of range carry. Gragas can deal out damage from range, but not the sort of sustained DPS that can match Swain or Vayne.
Yeah, it really just wasn't enough. And as soon as Gragas gets to the point where he can one-shot somebody, it would have been too late because Vayne's at the point where she can 3-shot everybody. But we are going to jump to another commercial, and we'll be back with a little bit of music and a new caster. We'll see you guys in a sec.